Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The headline flashes across the screen, wedged between an ad promising miracle collagen and a glossy slideshow of celebrity mansions. It's irresistible by design, a masterclass in modern clickbait, a long, varied truth, a dramatic finally, and that unmistakable emoji of a husband in shock. Our minds, trained by years of gossip culture, immediately sprint ahead. An affair, a hidden addiction, a financial collapse, a secret child. The algorithm knows exactly what it's doing, and just like that, we're hooked. But what if the truth being revealed isn't a scandal at all? What if Mark Consuelos' shock didn't come from a single explosive revelation, but from something quieter, heavier, and far more unsettling? A slow accumulation of truths that reshaped the foundation of a 28-year marriage. This isn't the story of a secret exposed. It's the story of a woman who has spent her entire adult life performing, on screen, on stage, in public, and even at home, decided she can't do it anymore, not even for the man she loves most. To understand why this moment mattered so deeply, you have to understand the stage Kelly Ripa has lived on for decades. She burst into America's living rooms in the 1990s as the sharp, spirited Haley Vaughn on All My Children. And it was there, in 1995, that she met Mark Consuelos, the brooding actor cast as her on-screen love interest. Their connection was instant, electric, real. So real, in fact, that within a year they ran off to Las Vegas and eloped. No entourage, no spectacle, just two people choosing each other. It was a perfect story for the public, and the public never let it go. As Kelly's career skyrocketed from soap star to co-host of Live with Regis and Kelly, the narrative solidified. Kelly and Mark became the gold standard, the couple who had it all. Successful careers, 3 beautiful children, easy banter, obvious chemistry, a marriage that seemed untouched by time or stress. Kelly's public persona was relentless energy wrapped in polish. She was funny, fast, self-deprecating, and endlessly capable. She could interview world leaders, dance on live television, laugh at herself, and still get home for dinner, all with a flawless blowout and a smile that never cracked. Mark, in this story, was the ideal counterpart. Strong, calm, devoted. The handsome husband who adored his wife and anchored the chaos. The one she playfully flirted with on air. The one viewers swooned over. But behind that carefully curated image was a reality Kelly had been hiding, even from the person closest to her. The first truth she began to reveal was physical. For years, Kelly's tiny frame was treated like a genetic blessing, a lucky metabolism, the result of a busy schedule. What she eventually shared was far more complicated. Maintaining her body wasn't effortless. It was exhausting. It required intense discipline, constant vigilance, rigid routines, and an underlying anxiety that never truly shut off. Being camera-ready every single day came at a cost. The pressure was relentless, the scrutiny unforgiving, and the bubbly energy audiences loved was in many ways armor, something she put on to power through deep fatigue and fear. Mark wasn't shocked that his wife exercised or watched what she ate. He lived with her. What stunned him was hearing the emotional toll articulated out loud, the way she described her body not as something she lived in, but as a project she could never finish, a responsibility she could never put down. He had seen pieces of this, the quiet moments after a harsh headline, the tension before public appearances, but he hadn't grasped how heavy it all was. Then came the deeper truth, the one that truly shook him. For years, their marriage, like so many others, had run on unspoken rules and default settings. Love was there, affection was real, but beneath the humor and partnership lived a dangerous phrase, "I'm fine." "I'm fine" became Kelly's shield. When she was overwhelmed, anxious, stretched thin by career demands, public scrutiny, motherhood, and the invisible labor of managing a household, "I'm fine" was easier than explaining the chaos inside her head, easier than sounding ungrateful, easier than risking disappointment. Mark, by his own admission, took her at her word. He's a fixer by nature. If she said she was fine, there was nothing to fix. He gave her space, believing that was what she needed, never realizing that her silence was a quiet plea to be seen. When Kelly finally named this pattern, it broke something open. She told him that fine was a performance, one she maintained to protect him, to protect their peace, and to uphold the image of the unshakable woman she believed everyone, including her husband, needed her to be. She revisited moments he remembered differently, times he thought she was relaxed when she was actually battling panic, vacations he thought were carefree while she mentally managed schedules, logistics, responsibilities, and expectations. Mark's shock wasn't about betrayal, it was recognition. He realized he had been living alongside a version of his wife, loving her deeply, but not fully seeing her. And perhaps more painful, he recognized his own role in allowing the performance to continue because it felt easier than pushing past it. What followed wasn't a dramatic confrontation. It was slower, harder, more honest. Kelly committed to radical honesty. She learned to replace "I'm fine" with words that felt dangerous at first. "I'm struggling. I need help. I feel overwhelmed. I'm resentful." Mark had to learn a new role, not fixer, but witness, not problem solver, but listener. He learned to ask better questions, to notice subtle shifts, to sit with discomfort instead of rushing to resolve it. They began therapy, not because their marriage was broken, but because they wanted it to be real. They set boundaries, reduced oversharing, protected pieces of their life that no longer belonged to the audience. Kelly pulled back from turning her marriage into content, choosing depth over performance, privacy over punchlines. And something unexpected happened. Their connection deepened. Mark has spoken about the respect and even a new kind of love that grew from this period. The shock cracked him open, the illusion fell away, and in its place stood a woman not defined by perfection, but by courage. So what was the truth Kelly Ripa finally revealed? Not a scandal, not a betrayal, but a mosaic of exhaustion, vulnerability, and late-in-the-game bravery. The truth that having it all is a myth, that "I'm fine" is often the biggest lie we tell the people we love most, that even strong marriages can hide quiet loneliness when performance replaces presence. Mark Consuelos' shock wasn't devastation, it was awakening, and those tears in the headline, they weren't sorrow, they were release. The kind that comes when armor finally comes off, when two people stop performing and choose to meet each other again, not as icons, not as brand extensions, but simply as Kelly and Mark. And that truth, it's far more powerful than any tabloid headline could ever be. Because behind every smile is a story, and inside every silence, something waiting to be understood. This chapter may be quieter than gossip promised, but it's deeper, braver, and far more human. And it doesn't end here.